Talk Radio 790 KABC. Doug and T-Ray with you on a Monday morning, the 25th day of November. Later on this hour, Jay Bieber. Jay Bieber, of course, SaferStreetsLA.org. Jay Bieber is the guy who, the citizen who fought back and got those red light cameras pulled in the city of Los Angeles because they not only were not making the streets safer, they were an incredible ripoff with tickets upwards of $500, which is utterly outrageous to say the least. And he's back with a parking freedom crusade, and we'll talk to him about that. All right, joining us right now is a gentleman that we've come to know and love because he fought those rotten red light cameras that were just brutal, $500 tickets for people, and they didn't make the road safer, and he won by proving that they actually didn't make the road safer. He's got a new crusade, and it's parking meters. Let's get Jay Bieber aboard. Jay, how are you?
I am great. Good morning, Doug.
So let's talk about this. The parking meters that are spread all over this city are a patchwork quilt of different fees, prices, and hours of operation. Yeah,
it makes no sense, and a lot of times in a lot of places they don't give you enough time for the parking. If you go to a restaurant or you're going to, say, a class somewhere, a yoga class or whatever, you don't have enough time to complete that before you have to run out to your car and put more money in the meter or move your car. So it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the businesses in the area. So instead, people, go elsewhere where there's free parking.
And specifically, one of the worst areas is the NoHo Arts District, the North Hollywood Arts District, where they have theaters. They have small theaters. And there are meters there that if you park your car at the meter and you fill it up with money, it gives you an hour. Right. And you can't feed the meter. You have to go out. First of all, you'd have to leave the show. If you're in the middle of a play and you're in the middle of Act 1, and Act 1 is an hour and 10 minutes, well, tough luck, Charlie. You got to leave the play to go feed the meter. But above and beyond that, it says you can't feed the meter. You have to move the car.
Exactly. So it's sort of, like the dance of it's the dance of the lemmings. It's the car, going all over the place, people trying to move their cars after an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is when, they're there to patronize a business. It's like the city doesn't want people to patronize the businesses. And, so there's not a whole lot of thought, I think, that has been put into this. And so we're trying to reform this and kind of do it and have it make sense. I mean, we know that, the city has to make some money on it, but it shouldn't be onerous. That shouldn't be the purpose for it. The city looks at it as though it's a cash flow thing. It's like, how much money can we get out of people, which is constantly what the city's doing, which is how do we get this fee, how do we raise that fee, how do we make the hours longer? We went through this whole supposed crisis a couple of years ago where the city had mismanaged the funds and they were in the red. So they were like, okay, what's the first thing they did? They raised the fines, they raised the fees, they raised the hours. So, where's the rollback on that now that things are a little bit better in the economy? No, that didn't happen.
We're talking about Jay Bieber. Jay, how are you going to go about reforming this?
Okay, so, there's a couple of things. First of all, we have a website. It's called parkinglosangeles.org, and it's spelled out. So it's parkinglosangeles.org. We're going to need volunteers. Now, we have a twofold thing. First of all, we're going to get a lot of good ideas from the public and see exactly, what the proposal is going to be. We're working on it. We have some ideas already, but we're working on it with the public, and we're going to find out what people want, and then we're going to take that to the powers that be in City Hall and in different council districts, and we're going to see if the city will support these common sense reforms. If they won't, then we'll do a ballot initiative and we'll put it on the ballot for 2014, probably in November, and we'll get the reform that way. But we'll need help. Getting something on the ballot is not cheap. So we're going to need help. We're going to need volunteers.
Well, you've done it before. You've tilted some windmills that's down on Spring Street and come away victorious. Maybe we should take a step back too and start to talk about, are parking meters themselves an obsolete idea? And the reason I say this is that the original idea of having parking meters was to circulate parking spaces, to make parking spaces available for local businesses. When you had Main Street USA, you didn't want somebody parking their car there and then leaving it for 15 hours, and then the business owner who's got the shop right there has got no parking for their customer. But I've never understood the logic of that, because people are busy, and who actually does that? I mean, people stop at a business, they run in, they pick up the dry cleaning, and then they're back in the car and they're on their way. Or they stop at the restaurant, they have the cheeseburger, they have their lunchtime meeting, and they're gone. I mean, who's doing that?
Exactly. It's like the suggestion is that people are camping out in the parking spot and they're staying there, even though they don't have to stay in the area.
Right. They just do it anyway. I mean, the people who might do that would be employees in stores.
Exactly.
But the thing is, I would think that the employers could police that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we have on our list of things is, how do we deal with the employees that have to park where they work? And so maybe there's some sort of permit thing or some way that, we can figure out for employees to have a place to park. So we're looking into a lot of different solutions, a lot of different things. Like I said, this is a work in progress. But these are all on our list. But again, this idea of circulating parking is the idea that somebody's like holding on to a spot, like they need it for some reason other than actually being in the area doing their business, which doesn't make any sense.
No, it's never made any sense to me. It just always occurred to me that besides the ugly factor and the inconvenience factor, it's just basically a cash grab.
Right. Oh, totally. And here's the thing. I mean, if you look at other cities like Beverly Hills and I think Pasadena, they have free parking for the first hour or 2 hours or whatever. People go in there, they do their business in the different shops or whatever it is. Those areas are booming. Why? Because it's convenient for people. They want to go there. And they can park easy, and they don't have to worry about getting a $60 or $70 ticket or getting their car towed or whatever. They know that they've got a place to park. It's whether it's free or whether it's a couple of cents or whatever, it's not a big deal. And they go and they patronize those businesses. We constantly complain that we need to increase business here in the city of Los Angeles, and then we have these parking rules that actually drive people away. And it just doesn't make any sense.
All right. Thanks so much, Jay. We'll continue to follow. ParkingLosAngeles.org is the website. Jay Bieber, thanks so much.
Thank you, Doug.